The judge allowed in a lot of evidence that I wouldn't have allowed in if I were trying it. The Access Hollywood tape was played 5 times. 2 ladies who don't even know E. Jean Carroll testified that they suffered the same type of sexual assault, unreported, uncomplained about, but at the hands of Donald Trump, in one case 40 years ago. I just wouldn't allow that old, irrelevant evidence in. But the court rules give the judge discretion to allow it in, and he did allow it in, and the jury verdict was unanimous against the former president. This jury came down on him pretty hard. The jury is anonymous. The jurors thus far have chosen not to speak. The judge advised them against speaking publicly, but since the trial is now over, they are free to speak as they wish. Even though the jury disbelieved that the rape occurred, the jury believed everything else that E. Jean Carroll said. How did Trump resist this? They played a videotape of his deposition, and the deposition did not go well for him. When the plaintiff's lawyer showed, Trump, of course, said, the reason I didn't rape her is because she's not my type. Look at her. She's not my type. That's the way he sometimes speaks, for better or for worse. Yet when they showed Trump a picture of E. Jean Carroll in the era in which alleged rape occurred, the mid to late 1990s, he looked at the picture and he said, that's my former wife, Marla Maples. So she obviously was his type. The deposition did not go well for him. I don't know why the lawyers chose to use that deposition as Trump's defense rather than Trump's very combative and at times very persuasive personality in the courtroom for his defense. Can this be appealed? Yes. It cannot be appealed on the basis of the jury was wrong to believe Ms. Carroll. It can only be appealed on the basis of the judge made mistakes. He shouldn't have allowed the Access Hollywood tapes to be played 5 times. He shouldn't have allowed these 2 other ladies to testify about similar circumstances that had nothing to do with the allegations in this case. Can judges make mistakes, and can those mistakes survive an appeal? Yes, that's called harmless error. If the judge admits evidence in that he shouldn't, but the rest of the evidence is sufficient to produce the outcome that was produced, then the appellate court will say, okay, we disagree on this, but it's harmless. But if the judge makes regular, consistent, systematic mistakes so that all of them taken in the aggregate resulted in an unfair trial, then the appellate court will throw this decision out and order a new trial before the same judge. If Trump can demonstrate a sort of internal, visceral animosity by the judge towards Trump, and if a new trial is ordered, then the appellate court can order it to be tried before another judge. I don't think there was that level of animosity, but I wasn't in the courtroom. And because I wasn't there, I cannot assess the credibility of E. Jean Carroll. But I can say that the jury believed the overwhelming majority of what she said. They gave her a huge settlement, and the jury's verdict was unanimous.